Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's just Clarice, and today I am going to show you how I achieve a holiday party glam look. Originally I had planned on making this a get ready with me where I did my makeup prior to the holiday party that I went to last weekend, actually December 1st. It was my boyfriend's holiday party and I ended up scrapping that video because I wasn't really crazy about how that translated on screen. It was a bit hectic. I gave myself about an hour to get ready, but it still ended up really coming down to the wire. I was really stressed that day, trying to get everything done on time, and I was like all over the place, and I kept messing up my makeup and having to start over, and it just seemed too erratic on camera to post as a video. The look did end up turning out pretty well. I was pretty happy with it, and I'm basically just going to recreate that with you guys on camera today, and I'm going to be able to take my time, explain what I'm doing, and it's just going to flow a lot better, hopefully. So without any further ado, let's just dive on into today's video. Alrighty, so now that my brows are on and my eyelids are primed, we can start going in with our colors. I'm going to create like a warm, smoky, bronzy eye, and that means that the very first color that we're going to lay down is going to be a little bit on the warmer side. So I'm going to take this shade right here from my Makeup Revolution Reloaded Division palette, and I'm just going to place that kind of all over the eye just to create a nice smooth base and set down the concealer. So I'm just patting in with a fluffy brush, taking a little bit and just dusting it lightly over the lid. It's a very light, soft brown shade, almost a little bit of yellow pulling through. And I really like it as a color to set down the eyelid, especially for a warmer look. I'm just making sure it's blended out so that the base is smooth and even. And I'm taking that color a little bit high up, kind of dusting it through the crease so that it shines through a little bit when we start laying down our other transitions. Now dipping into my Build Your Own palette by ColourPop, I'm going to take that shadow called Made to Last. It's a sort of brownie mauve shade, and I'm just going to run that through my crease really, really lightly on a pointed blending brush like this one from e.l.f. Just dipping into the color, tapping it off, and laying it down really precisely. I'm not going for a flicked out look. I'm actually going to kind of just follow with the shape of my eye, and I'm not going to take it too far out. Just kind of stopping there where it kind of lines up with my eyebrow. And I'm just doing little circular motions as I go to kind of help blend that shadow in. Now on the reverse side, I am taking it pretty much all the way in to my inner corner. Now the eye look is actually pretty simple. It doesn't incorporate too many shades, so we really only have 2 more to go. And the first one I'm just going to use to deepen out the outer corner of my eye, the outer V. And I'm diving into my Huda Beauty Stone Obsessions palette, and this is the Topaz palette. It has so many beautiful warm colors. I've actually really been liking this palette a lot, even though I haven't used it on my channel yet. And I'm just taking this warm brown shade right here. It's really soft, really smooth, blends super beautifully on the eye. And I am going to take that on a fluffy crease brush. This one I actually got in an Ipsy bag, and it's by the brand SL Miss Glam, and it is their L50 brush. It's very soft and really nice for blending colors. Tap off a lot of the excess, and then just start kind of softly going in, creating a V shape. What's nice about this color is that it's really easy to blend and build up, so you get a nice amount of pigment without it getting too messy or looking patchy. And I'm not blowing this out too much because I have very small eyes, and what happens when I blow out colors a lot is, in a sense, my eyes kind of start to get lost and it looks a little crazy. Sometimes I envy people who have a lot more eyelid space. I feel like they get to do so much with it. But I've learned to work with my eye shape, and I've learned what works for me, and I can actually play with quite a few colors and create a lot of depth. You can still have a lot of fun no matter what your eye or face shape is. You just have to learn what works for you and how to finesse and finagle things. So once you build that color up in your outer corner to the desired depth that you want, we're just going to go in now all over the lid with a beautiful, beautiful bronze shade that if you saw my ColourPop Build Your Own Palette review, you will know what shade I'm going to go in with. It is this gorgeous, beautiful, bronzy gold shade. And I'm actually going to take this on my finger and apply it directly to my lid. I'm just taking it all over the lid. We're gonna go back in with our crease colors and with that outer corner color to re-intensify them so they don't get lost in our face. But before I do that, I'm just going to remove the shadow from this finger, apply it to this eye. Well, I guess apply it to this eye first, then remove the shadow, and then clean up my face. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have done that to both eyes now. I cleaned up a little bit around the edges, and the very last thing I'm going to do for now while we go in and finish up the rest of the face is I'm just going to do my brow bone highlight. So I'm going to go in with this white peachy shade right here from my ColourPop palette, which I can't remember the name of right now, so I'm going to put it at the bottom of the screen right around here. So now moving on to our complexion, I am going to zoom you guys out just a little bit. You're a little too close for comfort. Now we're gonna go in with our base. So I'm gonna start with primer, and because it's been so cold, I'm actually gonna go in first with a more moisturizing primer, as my skin tends to get quite dry, specifically in this area, and right around my cheekbones, the colder it gets. So first I'm gonna go in with my Hello Fab Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. This is an extremely hydrating formula, and I don't like to go in all over my face with this, but I am going to go around the edges and focus it in the places where I tend to get the driest. And then I'm just going to take my Too Faced Hangover RX primer and focus that more in the center. So now for my base, because it's a holiday party and I want to go full glam here, I'm going to go for a bit more coverage than I normally would. And I'm going to achieve that using the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I'm in the shade Golden Beige, and this veers a little bit more yellow. So I'm also going to warm it up just a bit so it gets to a better color match using my Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation in the shade Medium Neutral 3. And this will also add a little bit more of a glow to the skin as well. Go in and start drawing little swipes. And then just take a couple dabs of this one just to add a little warmth. And then we're going to blend all of that out using a foundation brush, something that's a bit more densely packed. So I'm taking the NYX Buffer Brush. And make sure you always blend your foundation into your hairline. And I also blend back into my ears, just everywhere that's visible. The nice thing about the Born This Way concealer is that it has a very satin matte finish, so it's not too matte. It doesn't give you a flat appearance. There's a little bit of a sheen to it. It sits very nicely on the skin, and it packs a ton of coverage. Like, this is a full coverage concealer that works as a foundation because the dofa is huge on this. So now we're going to set down all of that product with some powder, and I'm going to take my Rimmel Instafix Matte Translucent Press Powder underneath my eyes, and I'm going to take my Ben Nye Luxury Banana Powder all over the rest of my face. I like to use translucent powder on my eyes because I find that banana powder can be a bit darkening in those areas. And because this is so full coverage, I don't necessarily feel the need to go in with a concealer. So now that we have our base down, we can go ahead and finish up the eye look. So I'm just going to take that same mauve color and I'm going to run that all underneath my eyes using a smaller pointed blending brush. And then taking that same brush, I'm just going to dip into that dark brown shade that we used to darken out our outer corners. And I'm just going to focus this on the outer bit of the lash line. And then taking a black pencil liner, I'm going to run this along my bottom lash line and just taking it all the way along and not winging it out, just focusing it right over the lashes. Okay, so I just finished off the look with some mascara. I guess I'll bring you in a little bit closer. I also smudged out the eyeliner just a little bit along the lower lash line just to give it more of a smoky effect. Now I'm going to go in and finish off the rest of my face. So first we're going to start with some bronzer, and I'm just going to take my Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder, and then I'm going to go in with a stippling brush and I'm going to apply my blush with that because it just kind of diffuses the color and doesn't focus it too strongly. I'm taking my Physicians Formula Butter Blush in the shade Vintage Rouge. Next, we're going to go in with a little bit of highlight, and I'm going to take that gold shimmer shade in my ColourPop palette. I had a different highlight that I brought out here that was also gold. It was by e.l.f. and it's that Moonlight Pearl shade. And I was going to use that as a topper, but I can't seem to locate it now. But I really do like that shade. It's very soft and glowy and just adds a nice bit of silvery goldness to the skin. I know the word silver tends to, be intimidating as far as highlight goes, but it's such a soft glow. It really does look like moonlight. Yeah, I'm just adding highlight to my whole face because when I go full glam, I go full glow. Taking a long-lasting setting spray, I'm just going to go, because if we are going out to party all night long, we're going to want to make sure our makeup stays in place and isn't melting off. Yeah, I was really, really stressed out last Friday, which I hate. I have higher levels of anxiety than I would like to. And sometimes, without any provocation, without any reason, I get very, very anxious. And it doesn't happen all the time, and I normally am able to cope with it very, very well. And it really sucks that last Friday was one of those days when my anxiety was kind of raging because I was really looking forward to that holiday party. It was a chance to meet some new people and go out and have a good time and just get dressed up and just, have a nice time with my boyfriend out on the town. And I couldn't enjoy it as much because I was feeling so anxious, and it just made me kind of a mess. It made me really uncomfortable in my own skin and really jittery and nervous, and like I kind of just wanted to keep to myself, which isn't the vibe you want when you're going out to a party. So yeah, that was a little disappointing, but as somebody who's been dealing with my anxiety for a very, very long time, since high school, probably even before then, but most strongly in high school, it's something I've sadly had to get used to. So I'm going to go in with my lips now, and I'm first going to line them and fill them in a little bit using my e.l.f. Lippy Stick in the shade Wine. I really like this lipstick. It is a very creamy formula and a very matte finish. So yeah, this provides a really nice color just to our lips. Just something to start off from because I don't want my lips to be too red. The night of the party I wore a red dress, so I didn't want to go overboard, and I also wanted them to tie in with my eyes better. I mean, it does look pretty with the eye look, but imagine me in a red dress with a necklace that was kind of red and gold, and it would be a little bit too much. So over top of this, I put my Huda Beauty Liquid Matte Lipstick in the shade Flirt, which is more of a brown color, and they actually mix together quite nicely. See, it kind of tones the red down a little bit, but keeps true to color. And then I went over top of that once those two shades dried down with my e.l.f. Plumping Lip Gloss in the shade Champagne Glam, just to add a touch of sparkle to the lips. Yeah, and that Huda Beauty liquid lipstick is quite fast drying. And that is it. That is the full look, and after that I pretty much just zhuzhed out my hair and threw on the dress and headed out the door. That is all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed how this look turned out. I hope you can see all the colors really clearly. I'm using the same lights I always do, but for some reason I feel like they're so intense today and I'm just not showing up as true to color as I would like. But that is it. That is what we've got. And again, I'm very disappointed that the video I filmed last week didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, so I'm posting this so late. This is supposed to go up on Friday. It's now going up on Sunday. But I hope you enjoyed watching, and yeah, if you did, please give it a big thumbs up. I do post normally every single Tuesday and Friday, so hit that subscribe button to see more stuff from me. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!